Last Tuesday, the United States Department of State elevated El Salvador's travel rating to level 1, a highly desired status for President Nayib Bukele, marking the country as one of the safest travel destinations globally. On Monday, Bukele will receive another significant acknowledgement from the United States, a visit to the Oval Office with President Donald Trump, which will spotlight El Salvador on the global stage and strengthen his growing alliance with one of the world's most influential leaders. This White House visit is a notable achievement for Bukele, whose authoritarian methods to maintain power were previously criticized by the Biden administration. For Trump, this relationship is politically beneficial, as Bukele plays a crucial role in fulfilling Trump's campaign promises of mass deportations of migrants. Edwin Segura, a journalist and university professor in San Salvador, remarked that for Bukele, this visit serves as validation from the United States and distinguishes him from other Latin American leaders like Daniel Ortega and Nicolás Maduro, who are often viewed as outcasts. For Trump, it demonstrates the type of political leader he values, someone willing to collaborate with his plans. The White House stated that the meeting will focus on the U.S. partnership with El Salvador to use its Supermax prison for housing alleged Tren Aragua and MS-13 gang members. Recent flights in mid-March transporting hundreds of Venezuelans to the notorious CECOT terrorism center led to a prolonged court battle over the Trump administration's expedited process for their relocation. The Supreme Court recently ruled unanimously that the Trump administration must assist in returning Kilmar Abrigo Garcia, a Maryland resident mistakenly deported to El Salvador due to an administrative error. However, there has been little public indication from the administration that it will pressure Bukele to release Garcia. On Friday, it was noted that the court requested facilitation of Garcia's return, not its execution. On Saturday, a State Department official confirmed Garcia's safety, but stated he is detained under El Salvador's sovereign domestic authority. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus sent a letter to Bukele, describing Garcia's detention as neither legal nor ethical and not beneficial to U.S. and Salvadoran interests. New York Representative Adriano Espaillat requested a visit to assess Garcia's health. Elizabeth Malkin from the International Crisis Group stated that the meeting contradicts the U.S. government's claim of having no influence over Abrigo's situation now that he is in Salvadoran custody. Despite Democratic opposition regarding Garcia's case, Trump is unlikely to be deterred from emphasizing their hardline measures against illegal immigration and crime. Bukele, who has labeled himself as the world's coolest dictator, views his strict approach to gang violence as essential for attracting investment and tourism to his nation of 6 million people. Gustavo A. Flores Machis, a professor at Cornell University, noted that because of significant improvements in public safety in El Salvador, investment opportunities are increasingly appealing to Americans. Bukele may also seek clarity on how Salvadorans in the U.S. will be affected by Trump's unpredictable immigration policies. Although Trump has removed temporary protected status for several Latin American countries, he has maintained it for El Salvador, even as it is classified among the world's safest countries. With nearly 2.6 million Salvadorans living in the U.S., they are the third largest Hispanic group in the country, and parts of this population might be vulnerable to mass deportation efforts. According to the World Bank, remittances from the U.S. account for nearly a quarter of El Salvador's gross domestic product. It remains uncertain whether Bukele will use this exclusive setting to request relief from Trump's 10% across-the-board tariff, which could increase El Salvador's historically low inflation rate, a point Bukele frequently highlights on social media. Sonia Wolf, a research professor at Pan American University in Mexico City, predicted that Trump appreciates leaders seeking him out for deals while Bukele aims to protect his own and his country's interests by addressing tariffs during the meeting. Bukele arrived at Joint Base Andrews on Saturday, showcasing his personal flair that aligns with Trump's taste for grandeur. He released a nearly 2-minute video documenting his arrival, featuring shots of both nations' flags, a U.S. military color guard, and himself exiting his plane into a black SUV. dressed in all black with dark sunglasses. This visual underscores Bukele's achievement of securing a top-level U.S. alliance for a nation now playing a more prominent role in global affairs. Critics express concern that other anti-democratic leaders might emulate Bukele to gain favor with this particular president. Ned Price, a former State Department spokesman during the Biden administration, remarked that this sends a message worldwide that undermining democracy and engaging in transactional statecraft are now more acceptable.